Hey, can I ask you something that's honestly kind of freaking me out? Why is it that people with college degrees who did everything right still end up drowning in debt for decades?
That's not an accident. The student loan system was designed to keep people like you in debt for most of your adult life. And the worst part, most people don't even realize who's actually profiting from it.
Wait, you're saying it's on purpose? I thought student loans were supposed to help us get ahead.
That's the story they sell you. But let me show you what really happens to people who trust that story.
Okay, I'm listening.
Picture Emma. She graduated in 2012, top of her class, got her master's degree. By the time she finished, she owed $63,000. That was just the principal.
63,000? Come on, that's more than most people make in a year.
And it gets worse. By 2019, after 7 years of making progress on her payments, her balance was actually higher, $71,000.
Hold on. She paid for 7 years and the debt got bigger?
That's the magic of compounding interest and minimum payments. It's a system built to look helpful, but engineered to trap you.
That's insane. Why doesn't anyone warn us about this?
Because there's a lot of money at stake for the banks, the lenders, and even the government. Did you know the federal government makes billions each year just from the interest on student loans?
No way. I thought federal loans were supposed to be safer or something.
That's what they want you to believe. But in 2016 alone, the government reported earning over $60 billion in profit from student loans, more than any of the top private banks that year.
So, we're basically just funding them by paying these crazy amounts every month?
Exactly. And it's not just about the money you pay. It's also about the control. When you owe tens of thousands, you're much less likely to quit a job you hate, start your own business, or even move for a better opportunity.
Man, that's actually terrifying. It's like the debt decides your life for you.
That's the psychological part nobody talks about. Debt isn't just numbers. It shapes your choices, your stress levels, even your health. I know 3 people who delayed getting married or having kids just because of student loans.
Yeah, I've heard friends say stuff like, I can't afford to buy a house until my loans are gone.
Exactly. Let me tell you about Marcus. He graduated in 2010 with $58,000 in loans. He worked 2 jobs, tried to make payments, but the interest kept adding up. In 2018, his credit score tanked because of a single missed payment. He was denied for a mortgage, even though he'd never missed rent.
So, one little mistake and you're screwed for years?
Pretty much. And the system is built to be unforgiving. Unlike credit card debt or even medical bills, you can't bankrupt your way out of student loans. That was a change they made back in 1998, specifically to protect lenders.
Wait, so if you lose your job, get sick, whatever, those loans just follow you forever?
For most people, yes. There are forbearance options, but interest keeps piling up. And if you default, they can garnish your wages, take your tax refund, even cut into your Social Security checks when you retire.
No way. They can touch your Social Security?
Yes, and it happens more than you'd think. In 2017 alone, the government collected over $2 billion from Social Security payments to cover defaulted student loans.
That actually makes me angry. I mean, why would they make it impossible to escape?
Because the less risk there is for the lender, the more they can lend. That's why tuition has exploded.
You're saying colleges raise prices just because loans are so easy to get?
Absolutely. Between 1990 and 2020, tuition at public universities more than tripled. When the government guaranteed more loans, colleges knew students could afford to borrow more, so they charged more.
So, we're borrowing more, paying more, and somehow ending up even more stuck.
Exactly. And don't forget, private lenders saw the profit and jumped in too. Companies like Sallie Mae and Navient, they pushed for looser lending standards so they could hand out more loans. More loans meant more interest.
But isn't there supposed to be some kind of protection? Like, shouldn't someone be watching out for us?
In theory, yes. But in practice, the regulations lag way behind. And the lobbying power of these lenders is massive. In 2017 alone, student loan companies spent over $16 million lobbying Congress.
Okay, so let me get this straight. The government makes money, the banks make money, the colleges get more money. Who actually loses?
Regular people, especially people who believed getting a degree would guarantee them a good life. And for those who drop out, 40% of borrowers never graduate. They're stuck with the debt, but without the higher income.
And that's brutal. So the people least able to pay are the ones who get hit hardest.
Exactly. And it's not just numbers. I've seen people delay buying homes, starting families, even going to the doctor, because they're so buried by monthly payments.
Why aren't more people talking about this? It feels like a big secret.
The narrative is powerful. If you're in debt, you must have done something wrong. You picked the wrong major, you spent too much, you didn't work hard enough. That keeps people ashamed and quiet.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I grew up hearing. Like, don't complain. Just pay your loans.
That's by design. Shame is a tool. If you feel like it's your fault, you won't question the system.
But what about all those forgiveness programs? Like, public service loan forgiveness. Doesn't that help?
In theory, yes. But in practice, the rules are so strict that fewer than 2% of people who apply actually get their debt forgiven. There's a story about a teacher named Danielle, 10 years working in public schools, made one tiny paperwork mistake, and her entire application was denied.
That's ridiculous. So even if you do everything right, they find a way to say no?
Far too often, yes. It keeps the money flowing in, and every year, new students sign the same paperwork, believing it'll be different for them.
I'm honestly shocked. I always thought it was just bad luck if you got stuck, but you're saying it's built into the system.
It absolutely is. The whole machine runs on your hope and your silence.
That's so messed up. So what about the schools? Shouldn't they care if their graduates are drowning like this?
Most schools get paid up front, whether you succeed or not. There's no real incentive for them to make sure you finish or get a job that can pay the loans back. Some even spend more on marketing than on teaching.
Wow, I never thought about it like that. So the college wins no matter what?
Exactly. Think about this. The average college dropout still owes around $14,000. With no degree, no increased earning power, just debt.
It just feels like a trap.
That's what it is. The student loan system is a carefully woven net meant to catch as many people as possible and never let them go.
I mean, how did it even get this bad?
It started small, back in the 60s and 70s. Loans were meant to be a bridge for low-income students. But then the government started backing more loans. Colleges saw dollar signs, and private lenders jumped in. By the mid-90s, the whole thing had become a profit machine.
So, it's just been getting worse for decades.
Right. In 2004, total student debt in the U.S. hit $200 billion. By 2023, it was over $1.7 trillion.
Trillion? With a T?
That's right. More than all the credit card debt and auto loan debt in the country combined.
That's actually hard to even imagine.
That's what they count on. When the numbers get that big, people tune out. But for someone like Emma or Marcus or Danielle, it's not a giant number. It's their real life.
So let me ask you this. Who's actually making the most money off of all this?
3 groups: the federal government, the private lenders, and the colleges. Each one gets their cut, and none of them are in any hurry to change things.
So basically, everyone except the students.
You got it. And the cycle keeps going because every year, graduating high school students are told the same thing. If you want a good life, you have to go to college. Don't worry, just take out loans.
That's such a scam. I feel like my whole generation got set up.
You're not wrong. And the psychological part is even more powerful. Debt changes how you see yourself, makes you feel trapped, anxious, less likely to take risks or chase your dreams.
It's like, you start adult life already behind.
And that's exactly where they want you. It keeps you working, paying, and quiet.
Man, I feel like people need to hear this. So what are we supposed to do? Like, if the system is rigged, what's the move?
First, don't let shame keep you silent. This isn't your fault. Speak up. Talk about it. Share your story. Help others see the truth. Second, if you already have loans, get organized. Know your options. Income-driven repayment, refinancing, even advocating for policy change. And if you haven't borrowed yet, look at alternatives. Community college, apprenticeships, in-state schools. Don't fall for the college or bust myth.
What about people who are already deep in? Like, is there actually any hope?
There is. The more people understand how the system works, the more pressure there is to change it. In the past few years, we've already seen policy shifts, court battles, even partial forgiveness. But real change starts with people refusing to stay quiet and refusing to buy the lie that it's all their fault.
I guess just knowing it's not some personal failure, that's actually a relief.
It's not a failure, it's a setup. But you can still take control. Focus on what you can change today. Budget, repayment plans, finding support. And remember, the system only wins if you keep blaming yourself. Break that cycle.
I never thought about it like that. It actually makes me want to fight back.
That's the first step. The more you question, the less power the lie has over you. And that's how real change starts.
So basically, get loud, get smart, and don't let the shame win.
Exactly. You're not alone. Even if the system is designed to make you feel that way. The more you know, the harder it is for them to keep you trapped.
Thanks for being real with me about this. I feel like more people need to hear the truth like this.
Anytime. Just remember, debt is a chain, but knowledge is the key. And you've just taken the first step.